This place is amazing, it's so unique. It's almost a perfect circle.
In this episode, we explore the west coast of Malta. We head north for a day trip to Gozo Island, where we check out the inland sea and take Dwerja, our dinghy, exploring through a narrow cave. After hunkering down for the 40-knot winds, we move to the east side and find a mooring in the historic harbour of Valletta.
A bit sad to leave Rinella Bay, but we get the opportunity to see some new parts of Malta. Foul anchor, came the cry from the forecastle. What's happened?
It's not even a foul anchor, it's a foul chain. We've just wrapped around some things.
Never happens when I do this.
Flying! I love it when you just come out of a port and you turn around, put sails up, and off we go. 6.5, 7 knots.
So what we're doing today is we've got strong easterlies coming in. We don't fancy being in Rinella Bay, so we're going to pop up around the top end of the island and go somewhere that friends of ours recommended. Got to keep your wits about you in this part of the world. There's a lot of these fast ferries whizzing around between Gozo and Valletta, and they do alter course for you, but at the same time they put out a lot of wake. They can be quite intimidating. Jive ho! We're trying to get between Camino and the main island at the moment, so it's our first jive. I think there'll be a couple more at least.
We're trying to sneak through this little narrow passage. So hoping to get enough wind to get through. The wind's coming this way, so we're just having to jibe back and forth to sneak through, hopefully without turning the engines on. That's our plan.
The density of ferry traffic and the wind funneling through between Camino and Malta has really given us a good little sailing and navigation challenge. Even steering in hand, maximum control. So what we're going to do now is we're going to let this ferry here pass ahead, even though we'd have right of way, but we're not going to tack in front of it, sorry, jibe in front of it, and then we'll dive, and we're hoping, we should easily make it round. Awesome, good skills, Kel.
Thanks.
Yeah, we should. One thing I'm finding surprising is how little Malta blocks the wind. So we're still getting over 20 knots out here. We've had to bring the headsail in. It's because we're getting too high and apparent. We don't want to reef the main. So we're heading into one of these anchorages, whichever one looks the best, for a strong, consistent easterly wind. As you can see, the sun's just setting behind me. We actually found some friends from Tunisia who arrived about an hour before we did. Which is really nice to see them, and now we've been joined by a couple of others, including this catamaran over here who I met in Malta last year. So, small sailing community in this part of the world. Probably be here for a couple of days because the winds really are going to be quite strong. Just admiring this beautiful sunset. We anchored yesterday here in Gnejna Bay, and unfortunately these guys turned up and got a bit close to us, so we ended up moving at about 5 o'clock last night. Amazing spot though, and our friends up on this beautiful blue-hulled British registered boat just there, and I think we'll be here for a couple of days in these strong easterlies. Back from my first spearfish of the season. Shot one, ironically, little tunny. And now I'm just keeping my eye out for the green flash.
Yes. We're leaving Gnejna this morning and heading up to Dwerja. It's an anchorage you can only really get to when there's an easterly, so we're going to head up there today and probably come back down here tonight just because of the weather. Great little anchorage though. We'll definitely stay here again. We're going from here straight up to here. Not a huge amount of wind today. There's about 8 or 9 knots and there's some gusts coming up to sort of 14. So we're going alright. No Speedy Gonzales today, but we're going to get there in probably about 2 hours.
Oh, what a great sail. As you can see, I'm a bit rugged up though. So behind me is Gozo. What we're going to do is we're just waiting for this easterly to get blocked by these cliffs. It'll bring in the headsail, start the engines, turn into wind, bring in the mainsail, and then we are going to head over behind that island and anchor in, I think it's Dwerja Bay, behind Fungus Rock, and then go and have a look at the inland sea. Pretty cool, eh?
Yeah.
Wow, that water is clear. Kel and I are anchored here inside Fungus Island. We're going to take the dinghy around and into the inland sea if we can find the archway. So it's pretty popular scuba diving all around here. We're now going to enter the inland sea. Don't touch the sides, Kel. Yeah, it's cool. All right, sorry. I didn't want to miss it. This is the #1 attraction in the whole island.
Wow, this place is pretty spectacular. It's only about 10 minutes on the dinghy around and then through this tiny little gap, which is very cool. Ella has done the trek back to Dakini in dinghy, and I am doing the walk up over the cliffs and back down the other side. I think this is one of the main tourist attractions on Gozo. There's like a car park with 4 or 5 buses and about, I don't know, 20 or 30 cars. It's also a place where people learn to dive and to I think free dives. There's lots of those sort of courses going on. Lots of people around, but it's lovely. There's nothing better than somewhere with a view and a truck that serves ice cream and Bailey's hot chocolates. I mean, it's got everything. But honestly, this is absolutely magnificent. Look at the colour of that water. Incredible. Alright, so Dakini's over there. I can just see her mast over in the background. So we've got to walk up here, over that hill, and then down. Here comes my ride.
We've been here for about an hour and a half. I imagine we've ruined quite a lot of photos where people wanted a big empty bay and instead they're getting a beautiful catamaran sitting right in the middle of it. Definitely getting better at that after a big break in Tunisia. Mainsail went up like that. I think we've trimmed the sails pretty tightly. Sailing mode, let's see how quickly we can get back to our anchorage where we're going to hide away from a few days of really strong southerlies.
Do you still call it a fishing rod if it doesn't catch fish?
Yeah, it would be called a catching rod.
Or is it just a rod?
Not called a catching rod.
Found a nice peaceful anchorage. It should be pretty quiet tonight, but tomorrow night there's some really big winds coming through, so we've tried to set ourselves up for success. It's forecast to be around 40 knots, so it's pretty big. We have just seen a whole bunch of fish off the back of the boat. Elle's telling me they're brim and they're an okay size, so fishing gear is coming out. Elle doesn't do simple fishing lines, so when I think one hook will be enough, he says no, go for 6. 6 hooks. How's that working out for you, Elle?
Well, it takes a while to bait your 6 hooks, but it's a classic sabiki rig. 70 jigs, as I used to call them with mum and dad.
I'm pretty sure that all those fish off the back are no longer off the back anymore. My fishing is not very successful. It turns out those fish around us like a little bit of Elle's coffee grounds and some little leftover scrambled eggs more than they like fish as bait. Might have to try chicken. Last season chicken went really well. I'm giving up. I'm not a patient fish person. I changed my mind. I got a fish. Okay, that is not very big.
First of the season.
That's not very big. That's going to have to go back in.
I'm trying. There we go.
Bye-bye. He's alive. Fishing's over.
Yeah, watching the massive match. It's the biggest crowd the Bulldogs have ever played in front of outside the finals.
Who are you going for, Collingwood or the Bulldogs?
I'd prefer not to say. In the interest of families' harmony.
This is a great anchorage, which is good because it is really windy today. We've got over 30 knots and then tonight it's forecast for over 40, which is why we chose this spot. So for the next day or two, we are basically hunkered down in our boat. It's a bit rough to go ashore, so just catching up on some admin, some paperwork, talking to friends and family, just filling in time. Look at the wind. Woo! It's the second day stuck at anchor. Last night there was winds up to 40 knots, so it was a little bit hairy. We didn't get a huge amount of sleep, but it has calmed down now and it's due to come up again in a few hours. Elle is going to make the most of it and head out for a spearfish.
If you have a look over there, there's a cardinal mark that marks a really, really shallow reef off this point. It's quite fun exploring. I didn't see a lot of fish there last time, but I'm going to go and make the most of the really good visibility, see if I can find a little bream or something.
And you can ignore the blood on his head. He smacked his head on the kitchen cabinets, which he does most days. I don't know what to do. I can't baby-proof it any more than it is.
Got a bit cold. Not much to shoot down there. A couple of okay brim. I think I saw a red mullet, but I wouldn't know what to do with one of those. But still lots of fun. I just got too cold.
To a different bay. We've been here a couple of nights now and that's enough. There was a horrible orange dust storm last night. The flag got jumped up, but look at that. Our beautiful clean boat is now a beautiful orange boat.
We've yeah, not beautiful. We've got a lot more of the Sahara attached to us again. Story of our lives.
The weather forecast is pretty up and down today, so it's quite mixed. So we're going to have to find a nice anchorage that is going to give us a little bit of protection and a place where we can swing all around. We'll see what happens. The true winds are already up to 23 knots. It's way higher than predicted. Fun and games. There's this weird haze in the air still, and it's still that dust from the Sahara. Unfortunately, it's made our whole boat orange and it's covered our solar panels in dust. So Al went to clean them. What I didn't realise is throwing a whole bucket of water on top of the solar panels above my head, and he's going to clean me too. Having fun up there?
Yeah. Genoring our way between Camino and the main island on Malta, hoping to find somewhere a little bit less rocky for tonight, and then probably onto the moorings in Sliema the day after. Yeah, the wind's really picked up, 25 knots. We're looking into Rinella Bay here, and I can see swell smashing on the rocks. So we're going to push on all the way down to Valletta. A few days earlier than we wanted to be, but it's a beautiful city. We can keep ourselves busy if we can find a nice mooring.
We lost the wind, so we brought the port engine up, but it sounded really like something was caught in it, so I was just going to have a quick look.
Big nasty ass plastic bag.
Plastic bag?
Yep.
So to do this safely, we pretty much have to stop dead in the water. And I've also rigged up a line that Al can hold on to. We're bobbing around a bit, so he's got to be really careful that he doesn't go under the boat when the boat's going up and down, because that will hit his head a bit. So he's going to be conscious of that when he goes in.
Fucking hell, it's freezing. Yeah, that's all of it.
Got it?
Yep.
Well done, well done.
Ooh.
He's got it, and it's not an easy job, especially the boat moving around. He's got to sort of hold the back of the boat so the boat doesn't smash into his head as he does it.
Oh, didn't need that. Quite a thick, heavy plastic bag wrapped around the port prop. Started it juddering as soon as as soon as we put it into gear. Quick dip to get it off, but the water's so clear but a bit chilly.
Whoa!
That's going to be you in a few days, Helen.
I don't think you should take the ferry when it's like that. Whoa, look at that. We're almost there, got 2 miles to go. Got about 1 mile till we turn into the harbour. The wind died on us and we ran out of patience, so we've pulled an engine on, so we're motor sailing the last little bit of the way. Al's still trying to warm up from his swim, whereas I'm hot because it's really nice out here, and the southerly wind is quite warm today.
It's definitely warm wind, I'll give it that.
Yeah. Going to a mooring is really stressful. We've managed to get one line on, but we can't quite get to the other one, so Elle's just launching the boat to go around and have a look at that one to make sure it's suitable for us. I'm just trying to keep the boat in position, which is a little bit tricky. There's a tiny bit of wind. It's only about 10 knots though, so I'm lucky that it's only that. And hopefully this is a good spot, otherwise we will find another one. But this is the mooring field. Okay, so our forward lines are done. We'll probably have to adjust them a bit, but there's a huge mooring and off it is a line that you put your lines through effectively. You have one to start and then you always have 2, so you've got redundancy. One on the port, one on the starboard. Now we're going to do the same thing on the aft lines. We've already got one across to hold us in place, and then we'll manoeuvre the boat and adjust the lines until we're in the right spot. You may ask how long this takes. The answer? So long. You're constantly playing with the engines, you're playing with lines, you're swapping lines out, you're getting the perfect mooring. Funny games. Fingers crossed we don't get kicked off this one. Right, that is an evolution.
Oh, give us a... It depends. How many points do you score automatically because you did it safely? On the basis that
I get an A for effort. That shit's really hard. Well, we shouldn't have said that. It's not really hard. Everyone does it, but it's just... I mean, there's a guy we just met, and he said that he wishes his boat was the other way because of the weather coming in, and he's like, it's so painful to move that he's not even going to turn his boat around, even though there's 40 knots of wind coming in. So that should give you an indication of how painful it is to get on the moorings. But the important bit is we did it, and we're right next to town, which means neither of us have to cook tonight.
Let's eat 6 o'clock. So, a 10 out of 10 is the best you can get, a 0 out of 10 is the worst.
That's generally
1 out of 10.
That's generally how the scale works.
But if you do it safely, you automatically get 5 out of 10. So I'm giving us a 6 out of 10.
What? I don't think it was that bad.
Safe, but not amazing.
Nah, he's kidding himself. We did fine. We did well. The hardest part here is finding a mooring and trying to find one where you're going to be out of the way and not disturb anyone. Oh, Jesus Christ, Alistair. And that's why the life expectancy of men versus women is very different.